Imagine you've planned the perfect day. The weather's great, your schedule's clear, and everything is lining up just the way you want. But then the rain starts pouring. Plans are cancelled. Chaos replaces calm. Frustration creeps in. It feels like the world is playing some kind of cruel joke on you. But what if I told you the Stoics had a different approach? One that not only accepts the unexpected, but embraces it as part of the plan. That approach is called Amor Fati, the love of fate. What is Amor Fati? Amor Fati is the Stoic practice of not just accepting what happens to us, but loving it. That's right, loving it. Not begrudgingly tolerating adversity, not wishing things were different, but actually welcoming all of it as necessary and valuable. The phrase itself is most famously associated with Friedrich Nietzsche, but the roots of this idea stretch deep into Stoic philosophy. Marcus Aurelius hinted at this mindset when he said, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." To the Stoics, life is like that fire. Everything that happens, good or bad, is fuel for the flame. Acceptance versus embrace. Now, this isn't just about resignation or passive acceptance. Acceptance is the bare minimum. It's the acknowledgement of reality. But Amor Fati asks for more. It asks for a deep, almost joyful appreciation of everything life throws your way. Seneca once wrote, "A good person dyes events with his own color and turns whatever happens to his own benefit." In other words, it's about using everything, success, failure, joy, pain, as material for growth. Think about how most people react when things go wrong. They complain. They wish reality was different. They replay the event in their minds over and over, as if regret could somehow rewrite history. But regret is just another way of fighting reality. Amor Fati is the antidote. Why loving fate matters. You might be wondering, why should you love everything that happens to you? Isn't that unrealistic, even delusional? The Stoics would argue that it's actually the most practical mindset you can adopt. Here's why. 1. You can't change the past. Once something has happened, it's already out of your control. No amount of anger or sadness will alter it. All you can do is decide how you'll respond moving forward. 2. Everything is material. To a Stoic, every situation, no matter how painful or frustrating, is raw material for virtue. Patience, courage, humility, wisdom. These qualities are forged in adversity, not comfort. 3. Liberation from suffering. By embracing whatever happens, you free yourself from unnecessary suffering. Pain becomes a challenge, not a punishment. Loss becomes a lesson, not a tragedy. Turning obstacles into opportunities. Epictetus taught that life isn't what happens to us, it's how we respond. This is the essence of Amor Fati. When you love your fate, you see obstacles as opportunities. Take Marcus Aurelius, for example. As Emperor of Rome, his life was filled with turmoil, plagues, wars, betrayal, and yet his writings in Meditations are filled not with bitterness, but with calm, rational reflection. He wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, the obstacles themselves are essential. They're part of the journey, they are the way. Amor Fati is about understanding that the universe doesn't work for you or against you. It just works Things happen. Your only power lies in how you choose to respond. How to practice Amor Fati. Alright, so how do you actually apply this mindset in your daily life? The Stoics weren't just abstract thinkers, they were practical. Here are a few ways to make Amor Fati part of your everyday approach to life. 1. Reframe every event. When something unpleasant happens, don't ask, "Why did this happen to me?" Instead, ask, "How can I use this?" This simple shift in perspective turns every misfortune into a challenge to overcome. 2. Journal your obstacles. At the end of each day, write down the things that went wrong. Then ask yourself, how can this serve me? How can this make me stronger, wiser, or more resilient? By actively looking for benefits in adversity, you train your mind to see life's chaos as something beautiful. 3. Embrace failure. Failure is often where the greatest lessons are found. Instead of dwelling on what went wrong, examine what you can learn. If a plan fails, appreciate the lesson rather than cursing the mistake. 4. Meditation on impermanence. Remind yourself regularly that everything you love can be taken away, not to make you depressed, but to help you appreciate life fully and accept its inevitable losses with grace. 5. Treat life as an art form. Imagine life as a canvas, and every event as paint. Even the unpleasant colors have their place in the masterpiece you're creating. Every stroke, whether messy or precise, adds depth to the picture. What Amor Fati isn't. It's crucial to clarify what Amor Fati isn't. It's not about pretending that pain doesn't hurt or that suffering isn't real. It's about refusing to be broken by it. It's about choosing to find value even in the harshest experience. It's also not about fatalism or complacency. Loving your fate doesn't mean doing nothing to improve your life. It simply means accepting that whatever happens along the way, you will find a way to use it for growth. An exercise in Amor Fati. The next time something goes wrong, big or small, try this exercise. Take a deep breath and remind yourself, this is part of my journey. Ask yourself, how can this serve me? What virtue can I practice right now? Repeat to yourself, Amor Fati. Final thought. Imagine going through life unbothered by misfortune, not because you're blind to suffering, but because you've trained your mind to see value in everything. You see pain as material for resilience, loss as material for gratitude, and setbacks as material for growth. To love your fate is to be truly free. Free from resentment, free from bitterness, free from the constant struggle against what is. Life will keep throwing things your way. Amor Fati says, bring it on. I will turn all of it into fuel.